Alright YouTube, so this is what we got going on. I have a 2006 Gsxr that is in need of a few things. Battery was not getting a good charge, so I'm going to need to replace a few things from the Suzuki forums that I saw and read on. Could be either my rectifier and or my stator, which is inside there. So I went ahead and purchased both of them because a lot of them were saying on there that you want to replace both of them at the same time. So I got one there and one there. I'm just gonna replace them both. I bought them. Not cheap at all. So I think they were running at Cycle Gear about $300 for both. So you can find it cheaper online on eBay, which I got both of them for $100. Not sure if it's gonna work. I'm hoping. Read some good things about them that they have worked. So if you want to save yourself $1 or $2, eBay them, a couple $100 for $100 for both. So in order for me to get to the wires, apparently I'm gonna have to remove my airbox, which looks like to be held on by a bolt and snugly onto the cylinders on there. So got to remove a couple clips, 1, 2, 3, a couple hoses, one here, and then there's a hose. This is a hose right there, held on by a clamp. So just push the clamp down and you should be able to just pull it off. So that's gonna be project number 1. I'm also gonna go ahead and do an oil change on this thing because it needs one, and you're gonna lose some oil when you pull off that rectifier cover. So I recommend just doing one anyways. I mean, might as well stay up on them and knock it out. So yep, gonna do an oil change, and if you're not sure about that, I have oil filter, which is like nestled up into there. So you can see it, it's right there. Cannon oil filter right there, so we're gonna get that. And then your fill station is gonna be on your other side, right here. So I like to get all my stuff from the Suzuki store. So I'm gonna go ahead and be using Motul. So that should be good. Okay, so let me get this airbox off and then show you guys what's going on. Airbox was relatively easy, just kind of popped off. That 1 bolt, 10mm ratchet wrench, if you have one, just real quick, just ratchet it off real quick. And again, don't forget to unclip the hoses. This one, if you can't get to it, once you pop up the airbox, this comes with it, so you can just pull it down relatively easy. I went ahead and placed a microfiber cloth over my cylinders because I ain't trying to get anything in them. So make sure you have a clean one, not an oily one that's all busted. So now I gotta find the wire to my rectifier. So get your little hands in there, you can feel there's a wire over there that just runs up in here, and just do some tugging. So my tugging came to conclude that this one right here is the wire for my rectifier. So I'm gonna go ahead and unclip that right there and make sure pull that out, and it's held on by a couple of bolts. There's a bolt there, and there's one down there. So I'm hoping I don't have to take off my fairing to get to him. Yeah, that wasn't fun. Getting that rectifier off was a little bit more than I had bargained for. So behind my race rails that are currently right there, I had to go ahead and remove the bolt that's right in here. Oh. To loosen my race rail up so I can get to these two. This is the housing plate for the rectifier, so I can get to the 2 bolts that were holding it in that are right here. Actually, if you don't have this, it's actually quite easy just to undo these. This comes loose. Your horn is right there, so it's kind of still attached in there. But there was one more. So that was one of the clips I had to unclip, and then you have another clip you have to unclip. They're actually right next to each other, which is pretty cool. So you just unclip both of those, and then you have to, I don't know if you can get in there, but you got to feed it on down between the radiator and the frame, or the frame and this, whatever, right there. Right there, it's like really skinny, as you can see my radiator's right there. You got to feed it down, and then once you feed it down, it comes out right on the top, and then you should be able to just finagle this out to where you can unbolt those two and pull your rectifier out. So here is the old one. To be honest with you, I don't have a voltmeter. I'm not going to be able to tell if this is a bad or not. I just went ahead and replaced it. A bunch of guys on YouTube, I'll put their links in the description, but they use a voltmeter to thoroughly test this out. I know mine's bad because of everything I've read before, so here's the new one. So I'm hoping that the new one works a little bit better. Seems to be a little bit thicker than my old one. So here's my old one. Definitely bigger, that is for sure. That's for sure. So I'm hoping it fits. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully it throws no codes, but everything else looks the same. The bolt pattern, and it looks the same. So definitely see how this goes. I'm gonna bolt it back up and we'll go from there. New rectifier went on pretty easy. Went on really easy. The new clips, so nice pretty weight. Now I'm gonna go ahead and work on getting this oil out. A couple of scratches, gotta get those done. My bike is dusty, have not ridden it for a while. It's pretty windy out here, so. Alright, so you got your drain plug right here. That's gonna go ahead and be a 17 mil. So you know, I'm gonna just get that off. And then my oil filter, if you guys got the K&Ns, never changed them before, looks like I can fit a 17 mil ratchet wrench right in here and just go up slowly. Make sure you don't bang on your fairing right there, but it loosens it up pretty well. So that'll loosen up your oil filter right there. Be able to get that out. I am going to, however, spill oil all on my, as you can see it already dripping and leaking. I'm gonna go spill a lot of oil onto my headers right there. So kind of a simple thing when I do with cars, if I see this, I open it up just a little and I'm gonna let it kind of just drip drain. I mean, I'm in no hurry. If you guys are in a hurry, I mean, you can just pop that off and knock it out. Let oil spill all in there, but just clean it up real good. But I'm just gonna let that slowly drip drain. I mean, I am in no hurry whatsoever. So, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then I'm gonna go ahead and remove the stator cover. Quite a few bolts, all these around here. A couple of guys on YouTube, you know, there's these ones around here, and there's another bolt that is in there that you have to remove too. And all this is held on by a pretty strong magnet, so you're gonna have to pry it off somehow. Guys are using either a ratchet, or they'll just get in there with a screwdriver if you don't mind scratching a few things up. But I'm going to have to remove these bolts, so let's get started on that. Got my oil draining from both spots right now, so I'm gonna let all of that get out, every single bit of it. I'm gonna go ahead and work on my stator cover right here. Get those bolts off real quick. It's a 8 mil, so I'm just gonna use a mini socket just to get into some of these really tiny. So. Okay guys, so pulling this off, pulled the top cover off to get to the bolt that's behind there. Seems to be a few things in there. There's a little gasket right there, make sure that's in good condition. Another little washer right here. It looks like a gear of some sort. I'm not keen on what these are called, guys, so please do not quote me. Please, like, I just recommend just putting everything on exactly how it's coming out. Like, just exactly. Keep it all together. Like, everything is coming out. Just bam. So that's how it should go back in. So that's how you want it. So just as long as you keep everything as it came out, it should just go right back in. And as you see, there is one bolt right in there that you got to get out. So sorry if this is taking a little bit to focus. I'm working on a Note 3 right now, so yeah, so that bolt you got to get out. Yeah, so usually it'd be a bunch of oil gushing out of here, but since I've already drained it, pretty much nothing in there except the leftover residue. So go ahead and set this somewhere where it will not get dirty and dusty and crap while you're working on this. Alright, so it's out. Let me adjust you guys right here. Alright, so it's out. Now what we're gonna do is pry that off. I had to pry this one off too, just kind of got under this lip and pried it off a little. I'm just gonna use a screwdriver and a cloth to put behind some of the stuff I don't want to get scratched up. So just kind of pry it in there and work it loose. There's some gaskets you are gonna have to replace, guys, so make sure that when you get this, you get the kit or get the gaskets with it, because you are going to want to replace them. Okay guys, so it took a little bit. Actually it took quite a lot. It took me about 10 minutes to pry that off. I was just trying to be really close. It seemed like I had to get up here and kind of help that top one, pry that top piece off a little bit there, and then I just kind of wiggled it back and forth. So this is what you have when you open it up. Again, I have no clue what all is all, but this is pretty much it. You got your wire that runs up, and then here's your coil, your stator. So it looks like I got 1, 2, 3, 4 bad ones, 5 bad ones, and 1 going bad or went bad. They're pretty dark. I haven't fully taken it out to inspect it, but as you can see, all these are kind of nice glossy copper, and you got some dark ones right there. Those are your blown bad ones. So it looks like my stator did go bad. Here's the gasket that you do want to replace, is right here. I chewed it up while taking it out, missing a piece right here, so it's always good just to throw a new one on. So I'm definitely gonna take that out. There's 3 bolts in there, and it comes out. Make sure you put it in the same way it comes out, so inspect yours. Again, like, just I'm videoing this not only to help anybody else that needs help with it, but also to make sure that I can go back and put everything where it goes. When I did take the cover off, I noticed that that inner bolt that was in here was longer than all of the other ones. So make sure that you put that bolt back where it goes. All the outer ones looks like stayed the same on the main cover. The small cover, the 3 that were on there, were all the same. The 1 bolt that was inside was longer, so be sure you put that one back where it goes. Also, that clip that I told you guys to clip into, you have both the clips, you got 1 and 2. That one that went into this shaped one right here, that is your stator wire. So it looks like it was ran underneath here, down the side. Down the side, here it is, and just kind of ran along in here, so, and down here through there. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull that down and pull it out, and get it disconnected. So let's go ahead and remove these 3 bolts, get the old one out, get the new one in, and get some oil in it and see if she'll start up. Alright, so I went ahead and put the new one in. Took out the 3 bolts, as you guys can see there, and then I have 1 more you got to take out too, that holds in the cord. So definitely want to get that, and then a little notch there for your new one. Threw some silicone black on the edges for my new gasket that I'm going to throw on right now. So I'm going to go ahead and throw that on and get this bike running. Okay, YouTube, so I finally finished. Not finally, technically it took about 2.5 to 3 hours to do. Probably would have been done a whole lot quicker. I had my babies in the garage, you know, just running amok, so it was kind of rough on that. But everything went together pretty well. To be honest with you, I can't believe a project happened without a mess up somewhere or something not working right. So pretty much, you know, rectifier right there, new stator inside the cover. Be honest with you guys, if you guys do not have these race rails, as I have them, they're just to help protect my fairings or whatnot. But if you guys don't have them, this particular job will go by so much more easier, because you'll be capable of getting to these 2 bolts that are right here. Then these 2 will disconnect the frame that the rectifier is holding onto, and then you can just pull the wire down or whatnot, relatively easy. And then you can get to some of these bolts more easily. So, but anybody can do this. I mean, if you ride a bike, you should know how to change your own oil and do your own stuff. I mean, any person who owns a vehicle of some sort should know how to do that. Just common sense, I believe. But I mean, everything went together pretty well. Like I said, relatively no harm was done in hurting or in changing this to my bike. Oil wise, oil went in pretty good. I got a little bit too much oil in there. Doing some research on these forums, these guys, you know, they say you want your oil in between these 2 notches right here. If you go about higher than that, it's too much oil. So I'm probably going to drain a little bit of oil out. Kind of overfilled it just a little, just to make sure I got all the oil in everywhere it needed to get into the new stator cover, into the oil filter or whatnot. So I'm going to go ahead and drain a little bit out later. But for the most part, it worked. I mean, it went together well. I'll go ahead and start it up if you guys don't believe me. So give you guys a quick startup feature. So there you go, and that's with the battery that was already in there. I didn't charge that battery at all. I have one on the tender right now that I'm going to put back in there and have everything fully charged. But yeah, I mean, everything went together great, guys. As you could tell, that that worked off of just buying some eBay stuff. Those were eBay parts I bought. I don't go ahead and get the shipper. I mean, this is the guy I bought them from right there. Focus in right there. Glenn Parts off of eBay is who I purchased these from. I think I spent like $80 after everything was said and done. Gave me gaskets, rectifier, and stator. If you go to your local cycle parts store, they're going to charge you $150 for each part. That's $300, not even including your gasket. So if you want to save $1 or $2, hit up some eBay. So if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, please hit me down on the comment section below. Hit that like button and let me know what you guys think. I'd greatly appreciate it. But hope you YouTubers have a great day.